House says it takes seriously the burgeoning relationship between China and Russia after Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping met in Beijing this week. The two leaders were pictured exchanging handshakes and hugs as the Russian president departed after a two-day visit. They signed a joint statement pledging a new era of cooperation. And for more on this, I'm joined by Michael Shoebridge from Strategic Analysis Australia. Thanks for joining me, Michael. What does a new era in this partnership look like?
Well, Fiona, it really builds on that no-limit strategic partnership that Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin signed and announced just weeks before Putin began his war on Ukraine. It means a deepening partnership between two of the most aggressive authoritarian states on the planet, and they're really celebrating their relationship and celebrating their progress in political, security and economic fields. They talked about the warm, constructive and friendly atmosphere and the intensity of their political and security relationship.
And how worried should the rest of the world be about this deepening relationship?
Very worried, unless you're another authoritarian state like North Korea or Iran. We're seeing a tightening of the partnerships between all four of those countries, but the central strategic partnership is the one between Russia and China, and that's what complicated Xi Jinping's recent visit to Europe, because the views of countries like France and Germany are on China have been changed in a fundamentally negative way because of Xi's support to Putin in his war.
Now, this was Vladimir Putin's first overseas trip since getting sworn in for another term. What should we read into that? What sort of messages are the two leaders trying to send?
Well, Putin made this very clear. He said Xi Jinping had travelled to Moscow in his first overseas visit when he got his third fifth-year term, and Putin was now returning the favour. And again, it was just saying what a solid personal foundation there is for this strategic partnership between Russia and China in the personal priority that each of the leaders is putting on it.
Now, in their joint statement, the two leaders speak of stepping up military ties and improving cooperation on defence. Is this their answer to AUKUS?
It is in part. They referred to the negative influence of alliances in the Asia-Pacific while talking up their own strategic partnership, and they talked about needing to end that Cold War mentality, which for them is code for everyone needing to stop working with America. Because if the American alliance system in the Indo-Pacific breaks, then China and Russia are the two key winners.
So yes, the US has been singled out for criticism in this joint statement. How concerned would the US be, and how concerned should its allies, including Australia, be?
Well, at one level, it's absolute nonsense, and China and Russia and Putin and Xi both know that as they say these things. But does that thing, a lie repeated often enough, might have some impact? The audience for a lot of these statements from Putin and Xi is not America, it's not Australia, it's the countries of the global south. But one big reality is Putin couldn't continue fighting his war in Ukraine without the economic and political support he gets from China, particularly machine tools and electronics.